Hello, welcome all. This is our last part of this module.
Conformational analysis we are continuing with cyclohexane.
Yeah, last class we are talking about the conformational analysis of ethane and butane. So this is a
cyclic
bit
compound.
more complicated one. This is a cyclic structure, that is cyclohexane. Let us see how the conformations looks like. Okay, unlike this straight chain compounds, the cyclic compounds have many strains in that. No, that is angle strain is, and there are steric strain. That is angle strain means we know the ideal bond angle is tetrahedral bond angle is 109.5 degree, and in order to have a cyclic structures, this bond angle cannot be same always, because we can't meet this 109.5 degree for in that cyclic geometry. So that deviation in angle, sometimes it might be more than 109.5 degree, or sometimes it may be less compared to 109.5 degree. So that difference in the bond angle will cause the strain in the molecule in that cyclic structure, and that is the angle strain.
To make a cyclic structure, sometimes this cyclo compounds may have to compromise
this bond angle.
Yes. So that case, that molecule will affect a strain. Yes. That is called the angle strain.
And in the case of this, now we are talking about the cyclohexane molecule. No, comparatively, the angle strain is very less in cyclohexane comparing to cyclopentene, cyclobutane, etc. So next is the torsional strain, as we already discussed in the last lecture, that
because of the bond pair repulsion. We have seen that. Starting from ethane, we have seen torsional strain. Yes. Because of CH bond pair repulsion. Okay. That torsional strain it will make.
Okay, and then the next is the steric strain, because this cyclic structure, they are just constrained to a small space comparing with the normal straight chain compounds. No, so in that area, if there are some bulkier group or some group of atoms are there, and if they are approaching closely, that will result the steric strain.
Steric strain is basically caused by close proximity of atoms. Close it is coming means then steric strain there will be a steric strain.
So in the cyclic compounds, these three strains will be there, that is angle strain, torsional strain, and the steric strain.
And before going to this portion, we have to be very thorough about gauche conformation, anti-conformation, and eclipse conformation. That should be very clear.
Yes.
Cyclohexane is having 4 different conformations.
Okay.
It is possible to exist in 4 different conformation: chair conformation, boat conformation, twist boat, half chair conformation.
Yes.
Among these 4, chair and twisted boat are energetically favorable. And in case of this chair conformation, this cyclohexane molecule achieves all carbon in tetrahedral geometry.
Yeah, that is why they call it as chair form. It is that it just looks like a chair. We can have a headrest and a footrest portion. It almost resembles the set of a chair. That is, 4 groups are in.
That's only chair structure where we are having 3 hydrogens are acting as a chair leg, and this will be these 2 are hand rest for this chair, and head we can keep it here.
This is the Newman view.
Actually, if you see this one, this is a Shawhouse view of this molecule.
Yeah.
If you see the from here, everything where it is a Shawhouse view, and if we convert this to a Newman view, it will be like this.
Yeah.
If now you can see through 1. This is 2 is bigger round is 2, and then we are having 6.
You can just view through this angle.
Viewing through this angle, and that time what we are seeing is
we are seeing a carbon
1 and 2. This 1 is this one, this
front
dot,
carbon.
and 2 is back circle, and then this sixth carbon is this
That's
CH2,
subset, yeah.
and this third carbon is this CH2.
Yes.
And
As
fifth
we
carbon
already
is this
told,
one.
one is in the front, that sixth is coming in above and third is coming below, no?
Yeah.
So it is in the Newman projection, in the chair conformations, 3 bonds will be up and 3 bonds will be down, and that 6 will be up and 3 will be down. So that is reflected, seen here also in the Newman projection. Fine.
So what I want to tell here is, this is a staggered conformation, and where this we have named this as a gauche conformation.
Yes, that CH2 and CH2 are coming in.
This is comparatively energetically favorable structure.
Yes.
So if we rotate this molecule in any direction and we are viewing, it will be, the Newman will be looking the exactly this gauche conformation only.
Okay.
So in any carbon where you are viewing through this angle also, it will be a gauche conformation. It will be exactly like this. We are even rotating and seeing that we can see. Okay.
Okay.
This is our cyclohexane molecule, and this is now I kept in
the chair conformation.
Yeah, here you can see, if you are rotating this also, this will retain the chair conformation basically.
Yeah, that for right hand side is the foot.
This is the, here alternatively we will see the bonds in bottom and axial bonds in top.
Yeah.
So that you can that you can see here. And
three bonds, 3 carbons are up and 3 carbons are pointing downwards. And the corresponding bonds, substituents are also accordingly
up and down.
Up and down, yeah.
So all carbons resumes its tetrahedral fashion.
Yes.
And another thing, if I am seeing this through a Newman projection view, let us think this is the first carbon and this is the fifth carbon, like in the image. So if we are viewing it, what is happening? This is in a gauche conformation, because this through CH2s are coming, and it is staggered conformation, and it is a type of coming as a gauche conformation basically. So both the, this is a, basically this is now we can consider as a butane unit, and this is another butane unit, and both are in a staggered fashion. Okay, this is the first carbon, this is the fifth carbon, this is sixth, and the sixth carbon. So like that in the image, if I am just rotating and seeing through this sixth carbon, let us see what is happening. Let us see this. This is also in staggered conformation only, and if you view through this fashion, again this also in staggered, again we saw this also in staggered fashion. Okay, and again we are rotating and seeing, then now this is also, we are able to retain the staggered gauche conformation, and here also you are able to retain the view, same view. Here also if you are rotating, and if you are here also, if you are seeing, this is the same view. Again the same conformation came back. So through 6 different views we are seeing, this will be exhibiting only gauche conformation. Actually, drawing the cyclohexane is a universal problem.
Yeah.
Students are facing this problem universally. So American Chemical Society have already published a paper based on that, by saying how to draw the
guidelines.
Guideline, how to draw. They have told many ways how to draw. They are told with 4 dots we can keep, and up one down, like that. Another method is this one.
Okay,
this is relatively
can
easy
just
method.
draw a
Two parallel
lines of almost same length,
and
standing upward direction, and then connect the top portion of that lines using a alphabet letter V. No, in V where that one side should be slightly longer than the second side. That is, if we are that left hand side is top, that left hand side should be slightly longer than the right hand side. And similarly, just connect the downward lines of the parallel lines as an inverted V. Means inverted V, what we will do here, the left side will be less and the right side will be more.
This is up to your convenience only. But once you draw the structure should looks like this only. Here, these two lines are parallel. These two lines should be parallel to each other, and these two lines should be parallel to each other, and this lines also should be parallel to each other.
Yes.
That's all. This is up to your convenience how to draw it, but ultimately it should look like all these lines should be parallel to each other.
Okay.
Then only you will, otherwise simply say you are drawing some cyclic structure, you are not going to get the marks. You have to draw it in this fashion only.
Yeah. So there is some rules regarding the substituents on this carbon cyclohexane also. There are
two type bonds are there, axial and equatorial bonds.
Okay.
This axial bond means if you are keeping a axis like this, the which axis means through center you are putting a axis, and whichever that is coming parallel to that axis we are naming as axial bonds. And now we can see in this structure whichever the lines coming exactly straight to down or straight to up we can call as axial line. If cyclohexane is kept like this.
Okay, and one thing is that we already told 3 carbons are just pointing upward and 3 are downward. Those carbons which have upward direction, the axial bonds are also in the upward direction, whereas for the carbons which are projecting towards the downward direction will have the axial bonds also projecting in the downward.
What is upward and what is downward is that for this carbon, this is downward because neighboring two carbons are projecting upward. And for this carbon, this is projecting downward because its neighboring two carbons are projecting upward. So similarly for this carbon also. And this carbon, it is upward because these neighboring carbons are projecting downward. So all these 3 carbon, if you draw a triangle, these 3 carbons are projecting upward and these 3 carbon are projecting downward. So this downward projecting we have to keep the axial down, and upward projecting we have to keep the axial upward.
Okay, or in other words, if we have an axial bond which is projecting towards the upward side, then the axial bond of the nearest carbon will be projecting downwards. Hope it is understood now.
Yeah. Axial, that is alternately you have to draw that sort.
Yeah, alternately up and down. Yeah.
And equatorial bonds. Equatorial bond means like earth equator. You have to draw this in equatorial
slanting position. Here the bond angle is 109 degree, no? So we have to keep the bond angle between the axial and that equatorial bond will be close to 109 degree, no? So we have to draw the equatorial bonds in a slanting position, which also indicates the bond angle is greater than 90. It should not just perpendicular. Yeah. We can't draw as just perpendicular to the axial bond. Little bit, the picture should convey that the bond angle is not 190 degree, more than 90 degree.
Because 90 we can exactly locate. Less than 90 also we can exactly understand.
Yeah.
Just above 90 means 109 or something that we have to understand.
Okay. Similarly, like the axial bonds here also, if one equatorial bond is projecting downward, the equatorial bond in the next carbon or the neighboring carbon will be projecting upward. Alternate down and up and down.
Ring flipping. What is ring flipping is whenever we are lifting this down carbon up. We can make it up, and we can make this carbon, this up carbon down also. If you are doing like that, we will get this conformation, isn't it?
Yes.
So we are just, this is happening in case of cyclohexane. If here this empty hydrogen portion, some CH3 is there, means this is now in axial bond, and if you are keeping it down, this will become equatorial bond, isn't it?
Yes, that
and
is same here.
Similarly here also, if you are keeping up, it will go, it will be that black hydrogen will come as a axial bond, which is in the equatorial position here. So this is what it is happening in case of ring flipping. Let us see the things in detail, how the ring flipping is happening. So we are just holding this carbon and pulling it upward, and then whenever this one is coming in the same plane as that of 2 and 6, then this will adopt a conformation that is called as half chair conformation.
Yes.
So that time again we are just pulling it up and going up, then it will form a twisted boat conformation, where we are having, this is partially up and it is going just before boat, that is forming a twisted boat conformation. It will be almost like this, and later once this one is completely up, then it will form a boat conformation. And again next our duty is to, we have to, this fourth carbon we have to bring it down. So that time it is going, again it will form a twist boat conformation, and we will get a half chair conformation like this, because this 4 is coming as same plane as that of 5 and 3. Then again it is coming down, then we will get this
chair conformation, which is a flipped one. We can just see the how that here it is 1, 2 and 3 are coming,
and
one is on the down, and whereas in the flipped form that one goes up. So if while going from those chair to this chair, these are the different geometries that a cyclohexane molecule can adopt.
Boat conformation is another conformation of the cyclohexane, where this all carbons satisfied the tetrahedral geometry, where that is having, all carbons are having a bond angle of 109.5 degree.
Yes.
So there is no angle strain in case of boat conformation. But unfortunately, this boat conformation is not a stable conformation because of the torsional strain. Why it is having a torsional strain? You see, if we are seeing through this bonds, then these two CH2s are coming, this newly formed this CH2s, that is actually coming eclipsed form. We know initially that in eclipsed form the torsional strain will be the maximum. So this boat form is not supportive in case of the torsional strain. And apart from the torsional strain, you know, flag hydrogens. These hydrogens are named flag hydrogens because this is appearing as a flag in the boat.
Okay.
If these flag hydrogens also have a steric strain also, the more the instability because of the torsional strain.
This is the boat form where we are having two flagpole hydrogens here that I have given in colored form, and this is green colored carbon we can name as 1, and this blue colored hydrogen containing carbon we can name as fourth carbon. Okay, so simply we see this one, this is exactly looking as a boat like structure only. And if we just the reason behind the instability of this compound is this flagpole hydrogen's proximity, and another that will make some steric problem in this molecule. And another major reason is that if we see
this Newman view, we can see that all the bonds are in eclipsing
each other.
Yeah.
So here in boat form there are totally 6 carbon is are there. So in 6 carbon, if you see through 2 carbon,
we can see the eclipsing view of the Newman projection.
And let us see that one by one.
Yeah.
If we are seeing through this bond, that is first bond, if you are seeing through, we can see through the first bond, that is this one. So unlike that bond, you have to see only one butane structure. So if you see through this bond, this is a gauche conformation. This butane only you have to consider. These 2 carbons I am just holding and hiding
four
it.
Carbons.
These 4 carbons.
Yeah.
And if you are rotating again, we will see
The
eclipsing carbon.
Yeah.
And then again, this is the 3rd carbon, that is also
having the butane gauche interaction.
Yeah, that is also having the
Butane gauche
structure means conformation, and this is another butane gauche conformation
through the 4th carbon. Yeah.
And if we see
through the
again, we came the eclipse.
Yeah.
And this is another, we are having the gauche.
Yeah.
And we came back to our first carbon, that is also a gauche. So through 2 carbon unit, if you are seeing, 2 of them are eclipsing each other, remaining all are
butane.
Simply butane gauche interaction is there. That makes this molecule less stable comparing with the chair structure.
Yeah, where we have all the carbons
are in gauche conformation only.
Yeah.
So
twisted bond form. Because of the close proximity of these 2 hydrogens, it can repel each other and it can support in a twisted bond form more better stable way.
Yeah, than the boat form.
Yes. And in that time, another advantage also is there, eclipsing. That in eclipsing problem also it will be little bit solved here. Yeah. So ultimately, what will happen? We will be getting a less torsional strain and a reduced steric strain. This twisted bond form will be energetically it will be more supportive. Where in case of half chair conformation, that is the least stable conformation, where there 3 view we are seeing means there will be eclipsing will be there. Okay. And beyond everything, the strain is more in case of half chair. And let us see, as we told, from energy is very less for this chair conformation. Whenever it is going to half chair, there are 3 eclipsing is there. So this is having more energy. And again, in case of twisted bond, there is no hydrogen proximity, so twisted bond is giving better energy. Then again, bond conformation is giving higher energetically. It is 2 carbons are giving eclipsing each other, and 2 hydrogens are close proximity. So
Flagpole hydrogens.
So that is creating a steric strain also. And again, we are, as we told, this is going back to the twisted bond conformation. And then the half chair conformation, and then coming back to the chair.
And that is a flipped chair.
Yeah, flipped chair. So energy barriers that should be very clear to you, how much energy is there for what.
So let us have a look on the conformations of substituted cyclohexane.
Yeah, in substituted cyclohexane, we have to speak only about monomethyl and dimethyl cyclohexane here.
Here the syllabus it is
particular about it.
Yeah, because this methyl group and the other substituents have different behavior. So for the time being, we have to just look into the methyl substituted cyclohexane and dimethyl substituted cyclohexane.
So in this different naming of these different bonds in cyclohexane, we told axial and equatorial bonds are there in cyclohexane.
Yes.
Here, before going to this substituted cyclohexane, another type naming also is there. That
alpha
is
and beta bonds.
Alpha bonds means that is always will point towards downwards, and beta bond means that is always pointing towards upwards.
Okay,
that you have to think.
Those substituents on cyclohexane that is pointing downwards is alpha bond, and those bonds which are projecting upwards is beta bond.
Yes.
That should be fixed in your mind.
Before entering to dye substitution. And sometimes because you have already isomerism of this cyclic compounds is already there in your syllabus, and this is also there. Substituted cyclohexane is also there. So if one question, there is a chance that they can ask from this portion.
Yeah,
definitely.
Last time the essay was on this substituted cyclohexane. Okay, this alpha and beta bonds means
alpha means always pointing downside, and beta means always pointing upward.
Okay, the same that can be for example for the first carbon, beta will be upward. That bond may be axial, and for the second carbon, that beta bond will equatorial one. So just go through look at the structure and memorize in your mind that this alpha bond downward, beta bond upward, and that will be axial equatorial.
Axial equatorial names that they are very much thorough now. Only thing they have to remember now, alpha bond is always pointing downwards and beta bond is always pointing upward. So the remaining thing we can see. Okay. This monomedial substituted cyclohexane can exist in two different ways. We told that there are
two bonds, alpha bond and beta bond.
Axial and equatorial positions are there.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it can exist in the axial bond, then this will be the structure. Here X is equal to CH3, and if it is in the equatorial position, this will be the structure. Actually, we are saying that this will be equatorial bond will be more energetically more feasible.
Why?
Yeah, actually, in this case, if you see, the axial bond is always projecting upward. Yes. We have already told that there are two carbons that is projecting upward. That also will project the axial bond towards upward only.
So those bond can interact with the substituent which is present in the axial position. So that interaction is called as the 1,3 diaxial interaction. So there can be one substituent on the axial position can have two 1,3 diaxial interactions. There will be two hydrogens which can interact with that substituent.
Yeah, that substituent means this substituent is always a CH3 or anything related to CH3, methane, ethane, propane, anything.
Yes.
And if it is in CH3 means we have to remember that X is not like simply X. It is a tetrahedral carbon there.
Yeah,
instead of X, you have to imagine a tetrahedral carbon. In that tetrahedral carbon, it will be oriented. Hydrogen will be projecting towards this, and two hydrogen will be projecting towards this. So there, here it will be a steric hindrance. It will come. There will be a more crowded structure.
It will be more like this. This bulkier CH3 group can have a steric interaction. As we know that this steric interaction will destabilize, or that will make the molecule not stable. So that is not preferring, or the substituent, the CH3 substituent is not preferring to stay on the axial bond or the beta bond.
Because of this 1,3 diaxial interaction.
So for the mono substituted cyclohexane, usually the preferred conformation is where the substituent is on the equatorial bond. Always keep that in your mind. There are only few substituents which prefer the axial bond. For the CH3, most of the substituent, this substituent will stay on the axial equatorial position because they are projecting outwards the ring. There is no such interactions like 1,3 diaxial interaction.
And that is not only the reason. There are some other factors also to support the existence of equatorial substitution. Actually, if this you have to understand, we have already told that
this conformation
will be always in gauche conformation in case of this chair form. Whenever the substitution that is coming in the equatorial position, then you can see this gauche form will be showing
anti-periplanar, means or opposite to the gauche.
Actually, this if you are seeing like this means this CH2 and X will be anti to each other, opposite to each other. That really supports energetically towards the formation of equatorial bond. Okay. And while in case of axial bond, that there is two gauche conformation it will form, because in case of this there are CH2 and X is coming near to near, so this is named as two gauche conformation. And why it is named as two gauche butane interaction, that you can just see from this side, and you just hide the back two carbons, then you will understand what is two gauche butane interaction. Okay, in case of,
so we know that the single substitution will always prefer the equatorial position. So if we have more than one substituent, we can have, since it is a cyclic system also, we can have the cis and trans isomers, no? And also the substituents can be either in 1,2 position or 1,3 position or 1,4 position. So for each case the situations will be different. Means preferred conformation will be different, and we can see one by one.
There is one case that a disubstitutor can not be having any cis-trans isomerism. If it is 1,1 dimethyl case, there will not be any isomerism also. Yes. So we are speaking about cis-trans isomerism in
1,2, 1,3 and 1,4.
Yeah, cyclohexanes. In case of, we have already see that if both substituents are
there, always prefer the equatorial position. If there are two substituents, the preferred conformation is there with what? Which the substituents are on
that we have already seen. What is the reason also we have already seen.
Yes, but if we have a bulk, if that is not possible, then if we have a bulkier group, then that will prefer the equatorial position.
So we can see detailed examples.
Yeah. So first case we can see the case of 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, and the dimethyl on first and second carbon, and that can be either cis or trans. So in this case, what you have to do is that you can draw the planar structure first, and then write the cis and trans form. Then just convert to this chair conformation. Okay.
Yeah.
So this cis bond means either that can be alpha alpha or beta beta.
That means down or up.
Up.
Alpha means it is down, and beta means it is up.
In the chair conformation,
we can have both.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So you can draw this in the chair conformation. This alpha alpha means one CH3 will be this equatorial, and the second carbon, that CH3 will be in the axial position, or the axial equatorial conformation. The second case is either beta beta.
Beta beta.
This case, what will be one is axial and one will be equatorial. So both are same. Both conformations will have the same energy. So in the case of trans 1,2-dimethyl, one will be an alpha bond and other will be a beta bond. So first let us write this alpha bond, CH3 in the alpha position and the CH3 in the beta position. So this and the other case also, we can be beta alpha.
Yeah, but that will not be existing.
Beta alpha means the CH3 in the axial position and the second CH3 in the axial position. So this will be having a
energetically it will not be a favorable
because of we can have 1,3 diaxial interaction.
Yeah.
There we can have 4 1,3 diaxial, no?
Yeah, top and bottom this one interaction will be there.
Yes. So this preferred for the dimethyl cyclohexane, the preferred conformation will be the trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane with two equatorial
position. That will be supportive.
Yeah.
That you have to keep in mind.
And the cis 1,2-dimethyl, both the conformation have the same energy. Yeah. Okay. This then the 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane, cis 1,3-dimethyl means for the first and third carbon the bond will be alpha alpha or beta
bond
beta.
Will be down. Then here also we are writing down only. And if it is
beta beta type means two diaxial will be
top. That time it will be diaxial.
So there will be 1,3 diaxial interaction. Yeah. So that makes that is not stable. So in the trans case, one will be an alpha bond and other will be a beta bond. So in the first case, the bond will be, that CH3 is a alpha bond and this CH3 will be a beta bond.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, here it is
Both
beta alpha. The both have equal probability.
Yes.
So if for the 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane, the preferred conformation will be the cis form with di-equatorial. Both are in the equatorial bond, not the axial one.
Yes, yes. Then come to 1,4-dimethyl cyclohexane, where we are having first what we will do. First, simply we have to draw this planar conformation of cyclohexane, and we will write 1,4 means that will be either alpha, cis means that will be either side alpha or it will be beta upside also. So this is, since it is cis easy form, so we are writing alpha. So down we are writing 2 CH3s, and here while drawing the cyclohexane, we are simply drawing the CH3s downside only. So we will then we will just see whether is it an energetically favorable structure or
here
not.
It is one equatorial and one axial. The other one is one axial and one equatorial. Both are equally.
So in case of trans case, what we will do, it will be opposite to each other. So we will keep here this
one will be alpha bond and other will be beta bond. So
we will.
This is alpha bond,
Yeah.
and the fourth carbon,
And
it is also beta. This is beta bond.
Actually, from here you just write top and bottom opposite side we are writing. Then we are just keeping it here, and then we are just.
Yeah. So for second case, the this one will be a.
Second case, this will be in opposite structure.
Yeah.
So
this will be first one is the beta type, and second that fourth carbon, this second substituent is a alpha type. So this is the unstable case where we have a 2-1 diaxial interaction.
energetically it will
So this structure won't exist. So the structure existing will be an equatorial for the 1,4 diaxial.
Yeah.
Trans.
Okay.
Okay, that's all for this session. Thank you.
Thank you.